So in the year and a half that we've been doing these movie reviews, I've gone for some pretty bad movies on the channel, but I don't know if I've ever done a good old-fashioned straight-up parody. And at the channel point's request of Stale, that's what we're going to be doing today, when we review Queen Kong. That's right, Queen Kong, released in 1976. The year 1976 might sound familiar because yes, it was the same year that King Kong was remade and re-released. The film was written and directed by Frank Agrama, who's also made other parody movies such as The Godfather's Friend and Dawn of the Mummy. The movie surprisingly actually had some names in it, including Robin Asquith, Rula Linska, Valerie Leon, Roger Hammond, John Clive, and Carol Drinkwater. And I'm sure you can already guess what it's about. Obviously, it's about Queen Kong. It's like King Kong, except it's Queen Kong. Basically, this female filmmaker wants a male lead to star in her new movie, so she kidnaps some thief and brings him to the island of Queen Kong, where he's kidnapped by Queen Kong, and you know the rest. You've seen the King Kong movies. The movie cost about $632,000 to make, and what did it earn at the box office, you might ask? Well, the world may never know, because they were actually going to get a theater release in the United Kingdom, but they got shut down by RKO, who of course owned the Kong remake because they hate fun. The film was also novelized, interestingly enough, by James Moffat a year later. But you might be thinking surely this movie was pretty popular somewhere, and you'd be right. It was actually pretty popular in Japan. It has a cult following over there, and in 1998 a bunch of Japanese comedians actually dubbed over the film in Japanese, which was released on DVD in 2001. And also luckily this meets my golden rule requirement for shitty movies. It's short, only coming in at 84 minutes, because as I've said before, if you're gonna make a shit film, at least have the common decency to make it a short shit film. But how much did the story of Queen Kong differ from that of the King? Well, we're gonna find out right now when we review Queen Kong, released in 1976. So we begin our film by meeting director Luce Habit, who's arrived in London looking for the big new male lead for her next film. And it appears that she's found the man of her dreams in the form of a thief named Ray Fay. After Ray gets caught trying to swipe a King Kong movie poster, Luce saves him and then drugs him and takes him on a boat headed to Africa. Luce and Ray bond pretty quickly on the boat ride, and they also run into Lady Jaws. What the fuck? But anyway, they have now arrived on the island of Lazonga, where they do the conga. And they come across a sexy female tribe who seems to be setting up some sort of shrine to something, and by shrine I mean a giant chair and table. That's interesting. It appears they also need a male sacrifice, and upon seeing Ray, they want him, but Luce turns them down. And if you've seen any of the King Kong movies, you know how this part's about to go, as the tribe proceed to yoink Ray right off the boat. And now Ray's about to be sacrificed to Queen Kong. Sound the Kong gong, and oh shit, there she is! Kong takes Ray with her into the forest as Luce and friends give pursuit. Then they run into, yep, you guessed it, a motherfucking T-Rex, who Kong just kind of punches for a minute and then kicks it in the nards and it falls over. Kong takes Ray to her lair, where they proceed to make sexy, uncomfortable faces at each other for like a whole fucking minute. And then a motherfucking pterodactyl comes up and pisses on Ray, which pisses Kong right off, and she yeets it right off the cliff. Luce and the other girls then attempt to save Ray, but Kong yeets them off the cliff as well. And while trying to give him a kiss to make up for it, she promptly yeets him off as well. Luce, Ray, and the girls run away from Kong back to the village until Kong breaks in and starts destroying shit. But don't worry, they got motherfucking gas bombs, and they yeet them at Kong until Kong just, passes out. So what should we do now? Should we leave Kong alone and get out of here? Haha, no. We're gonna take her back to London and put her on display. And the display is a pretty damn big deal. Even the Queen showed up. However, the business partner of Luce named Wolf informs her that she must put a bra and panties on Kong because nobody's trying to see that damn ape nudity. They begrudgingly do it and then unveil Kong to like a hippie concert of like 150 people. However, Luce begins to make Kong jealous by proposing to Ray and also kissing him, which causes her to start crying. Ray then starts to regret everything that's going on and professes that he loves Kong and not Luce. This turns Kong's sadness into rage, and she starts going apeshit, literally. Luce takes Ray back to her apartment and holds him there, while Kong storms for London looking for him. And you know how in the King Kong movies he usually likes to fuck up a train? Well, she mixes it up and fucks up a plane. So Kong looks for Ray for a really fucking long time until she finally gets him and takes him to the top of Big Ben. Kong catches a helicopter and then puts it down on top of Big Ben with them, and then Ray uses the PA system to basically send a rallying cry to all women. Ray proclaims that they're discriminating against Queen Kong, not because she's a 64-foot tall ape who's destroying all of London, but because she's a woman. And this rallying cry works as women all throughout London come in droves. And then the cops are like, alright, fine, don't kill Queen Kong, but send it back to Africa. And then Kong and Ray go back to Africa to live out their bestiality lifestyle for probably like 20 more years. And then that's it, brother. That's the end of the fucking film. So I know you probably have a big question that you want answered. Was this a good bad movie? And was this funny? Well, kinda. Like, the first half, I think is really funny. Like the interactions between Ray and Luce, especially all on the boat, are really funny. And I gotta say, legitimately, the acting in this movie is actually pretty good. Rulinska did a fantastic job. She was definitely the best in this movie. Everybody else did a good job too, but Rulinska was definitely the best. And her and Robin Asquith's chemistry is what I'm looking for together was really good, and their scenes were really funny. But it seems like starting with the scene where Kong kidnaps Ray, they kind of just gave up on being funny, and they're like, alright, let's just follow the rest of the script and get over this. It's almost like they got to that point and then got bored, and then they're like, alright, let's just finish this up. So it's really good for like the first 30 minutes, but the rest of it kind of drags. To be fair though, we've had worse movies on this channel. We had Birdemic, we had that one movie where that lady gets raped by the snowman, we had House of the Dead, we had The Velocipaster, we had Valentine, dear God, Valentine. But again, I think this movie is somewhat worth it for a laugh. Like, I'm not saying the second half of the movie isn't funny, it's just not as funny. But if you're looking to kill 80 minutes of your life and maybe 80 of your brain cells, and just have a laugh, I guess, then maybe check out Queen Kong. You can find the full movie on YouTube. Just type in Queen Kong. But that's going to do it for me this week. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Queen Kong 1976. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, be sure to like it. If you didn't like it, don't. If you want to follow any of my social media links, they're in the description down below. Thank you to all of my patrons for supporting me and my channels. I appreciate you guys. With all that being said, though, my name is Tafford Steen. This has been my review of Queen Kong 1976, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.